And my name is Julia Hurt and I'm an assistant head at Broad Heath Primary School in Coventry, in Fold Hill in Coventry, and I lead maths within the school. Learning by Questions approached us about 2.5 years ago with their offer that they were introducing into schools, and we were really impressed by the individuality and the novelty of the offer, something that we hadn't seen before. We're always looking for new approaches to teaching and new ways in which to engage learners in their learning, so it was the perfect opportunity. For us, it was around that direct feedback or instant feedback to children, which was something that we were really focusing on and developing in school. So that was a priority for us. In the classroom environment, it ensures rapid progress for pupils within a lesson. It means that teachers can intervene within a lesson, move children on or support them to make the best possible progress they can. We recognise that individuality in the classroom is really, really important, and it's a big area of focus for us, supporting those children who might find learning more difficult to ensuring that those children who are working at a greater depth are continually challenged and pushed within their learning. So Learning by Questions is perfect to support those children and move children on. So for example, children are able to move on a certain within an activity. If they're getting a few questions right, they can move on to the next level. So the progress for them is maximised within the lesson. For our teachers, Learning by Questions is a fantastic tool because it helps those teachers identify where the gaps are within the lesson or within children's knowledge. It helps identify those children who can be pushed further. It saves time with marking. So at the end of the lesson, the feedback has been instant to those children. So progress has been obvious, and at the end of the lesson there's no marking of books, not a stack of books to mark. I'm not assigned to a particular class, but I do cover various classes throughout the school. So for example, I was in a Year 4 class yesterday and they were working with Learning by Questions. It was really easy for me to step into the class and take over that activity. It was easy for me to identify those children who were struggling with tasks and specific questions, so I was able to pull those in for smaller interventions. We recognise that especially over the last 2 years, there have been gaps in children's learning that have been really key to fill before children move on from Broad Heath to their secondary school. Learning by Questions has helped us identify those gaps and ensured through interventions and whole class teaching where we're able to fill those gaps and ensure the children are ready to move on. We had an Aspire meeting, and so Aspire is a group of primary schools across Coventry. We work closely with a cluster of 9 schools, and we introduced through John Chambers the LbQ tool. So we had a meeting where there was a demonstration, and we gave our feedback in terms of how good LbQ was and how it supported our children in school. And the feedback from the demonstration was very, very positive, and I know that a couple of schools have gone on to use it within that. I've had conversations with other teachers from other schools about Learning by Questions, and they can see how the tool would fit into the ethos of their school and the classroom in terms of the instant feedback that they can give to children, which is a challenge across within every school in the UK. In terms of value for money, the tool itself is good value for money. Where we have found the cost is through the devices to enable the learning within the classroom, which for it to be effective, we need a number of devices for all children to be able to access. Children these days, working with technology is so natural for them. So having LbQ in the classroom is very easy for children to use. They have adapted very quickly to the tool. They love the competitive element where they can see their scores on the screen and they can see where they are compared with their peers, and they want to be as good. They also love that one-to-one support from the teacher. So a teacher can recognise that a child is struggling. A child doesn't have to put their hand up to say that they are struggling. So there's that natural intervention from the teacher. If you took LbQ away from school, it would be a duller place. The teachers are used to using LbQ in the classrooms. They see it as an integral part of their learning. It really enhances learning for the children. The children absolutely love it. They're engaged, and we use it across a number of subjects within school, within English, maths, geography, history and science. And children just love that interaction with technology to facilitate learning. We use learning by questions throughout Key Stage 2, so from year 3 to 6. We started using with maths, but that use has now expanded to history, geography, English and science. It's used at the beginning of lessons or the beginning of a unit of work to assess children's prior knowledge and their starting points. We also use it to facilitate teaching within a sequence of lessons, and we also use it as an assessment at the end of a unit of work as well. We use a lot of other software packages, so Education City, Purple Mash, Timetable Rockstars, which all work together quite well with LbQ to facilitate that learning. As a company, Learning by Questions has been really supportive throughout the implementation of using the tool within school. They've provided training for teachers and regular training as well when updates have come along, which has been really good. They've been into school to support with the learning as well.